Hey everybody, Craig with SingleLengthSchool.com here, and I wanted to discuss a little bit of information with you guys today. Had an interesting question come in from one of the guys that follows us on social media and the website and everything. So wanted to talk a little bit. The question was, let me put it this way. The question was, how do I select the right shaft for my clubs? Obviously, he's kind of looking at customizing his one length irons and figuring out what shaft is the best one for him. So, there's a few things that we need to look at when it comes to shafts because there's 100 different options out there. There's more than 100, but there's a ton of options out there when it comes to what shaft you want to play. And his more important question that he was trying to get answered was what weight of a shaft is best for him. So I want to take a few minutes here and talk about the shafts and how to go about choosing the right shaft. So the first thing you want to do is ignore the weight to start with. You know, the weight's going to change the swing weight and things like that. But when you're selecting a shaft, you kind of need to work a different mindset when you're ordering the shaft. So where I always start when I'm talking to somebody about what shafts or ordering clubs for myself, what shafts, I always start with my swing speed. And swing speed is going to determine what flex of shaft that you want to use. So one of the things that you need to keep in mind, and there's some great sites out there, some great forums where you can determine what flex of shaft is going to be best for you. So for me, it's all based off your driver speed and your comfort. And I've seen reviews and videos out there where a lot of times shaft flex doesn't make a huge difference, but it all depends on your swing speed. So for me, my driver speed is 110 plus. So with my drivers, that puts me into an extra stiff shaft. When it comes to my irons, the shaft I choose in my irons, because I have a higher swing speed, is actually a stiff shaft in my irons. Now, if you're someone who's kind of middle of the road, you know, swing speeds above 100, you're going to look more for a stiff shaft in terms of driver, and then more of a regular shaft when it comes to your irons. So I kind of always gear it as whatever shaft you're getting with your driver based on your swing speed. So if you're above 108, it's going to be extra stiff. If you're, you know, in the 100 to 110, you're going to be a stiff. You know, 90s, it varies. You know, and I've got a nice little guide here I'm looking at, so I'm not taking my eyes away from the camera, but, you know, a regular flex shaft is going to be, you know, mid 80s, mid 90s, somewhere like that. And then when you get into kind of your senior shafts, you're going to be, you know, low 70s, mid 80s, things like that. So the higher swing speeds, if you're an extra stiff or a stiff driver, your irons are probably going to want to be stiff. If you're a regular shaft, regular flex in your driver, regular flex in your irons is going to be ideal. If you're using graphite shafts and you're using senior flex, then most likely in your irons you're going to want to use a senior flex as well. And the whole idea with those flexes is to build up club speed. So if you're not as fast, the graphite and the senior, the regular flex is going to help generate club speed and help you get the ball a little bit further and some more ball speed on it. So that's kind of my guidelines as far as where to begin with your shafts. Now, the next thing you need to look at with shafts is your ball flight. Are you a high ball hitter? Do you really sky the ball? Do you keep it low? So the next step in the shafts is picking out one that actually works with your trajectory of your ball flight. So for me, in my driver, I've actually got a low launch graphite shaft because I tend to fly the ball a lot higher. Same thing with my iron shafts. They're a lower flight because I hit the ball high. If you're a low ball flight guy, you're going to look at shafts that have kick points that are going to produce higher ball flight. So if you're somebody that keeps the ball lower, want to get more flight, you're going to go to something that's going to help promote that trajectory with a different kick point. As far as the shaft weights go, the next step is the shaft weights. That is a whole nother beast. It's more of a personal feel. It's not something that you can just go out and say, hey, this weight is perfect for me. You actually need to go test it. So when it comes to, sorry guys, my son's peeking his head in here. You want to say hi? Uh-huh. Say hi, everybody. So he's my next little golfer. We're starting him with some basic stuff. He's actually going to be 3 here in April, but he's my next guy here. So, anyways, when it comes to the shaft weight, the more weight is going to change your swing weight with your clubs. And honestly, guys, when it comes down to it, the best thing to do to figure out your shaft, the right shaft, is to go get a fitting. Get a proper fitting, whether it's at a local pro shop, and here comes Brock again. Whether it is, hold on, buddy, I'll turn it for you, okay? There, better? Mm-hmm. So go to your local pro shop, go to your local sporting goods store, somewhere they can do a fitting. That fitting is going to allow you to really hone in and pick the right shaft for you. Once you're fitted, you don't necessarily have to order the clubs direct through your retailer or your pro. You can order them online, go into the customization process. Cobra's got a great customization process. When you go to order your clubs, you just select the shaft that you've been fitted for. Now, sometimes I will tell you that upgrading the shafts will change the cost of the clubs, but at the end of the day, guys, your shaft needs to be something that's fitted for you, whether it's with a pro, and really the only way to do it is to be tested with each shaft. So the fitting centers, they'll swap out the shafts, let you try heavier weights, different flexes, different kick points. That's going to be ideal. So I know this video is kind of a little long-winded because there's a lot to cover, and at the end of the day, I know I didn't quite get the answer you were looking for. I believe your name was Al when you asked the question, but you really want to get into the right setup, and the best way to do it, you're going to spend, probably $100, $200 to get a proper fitting, but that's going to be the best option for you. Go out, get fitted, get your swing speeds, and guys, that's all I got for you. So be sure to check out more at singlelengthschool.com. Check us out Facebook and Instagram at Single Length School, or on Twitter at One Length School. And guys, I'll be bringing another tip to you Friday. We've actually got some good weather breaking here in Pennsylvania. I was on the course yesterday. And by the way, that F9, amazing. I probably added 10, 15 yards of carry yesterday, but I'm not bragging. It's just a really nice club. But anyways, I'll bring you guys another tip on Friday, so be sure to check it out, and we'll catch you guys soon. Thanks again from everybody at singlelengthschool.com.